Hello there and welcome to another Switch Tips and Tricks video. For this particular episode, what I'm going to share to you today is how you, as a Mac user, can run another operating system on your Mac. Now, we are well aware that you have a built-in free feature called Boot Camp. Boot Camp is built inside your Mac. You can check it out inside Utilities. There is an option there called Boot Camp. It allows you to prepare your Mac by downloading the necessary driver files and converting a Windows 10 ISO into a bootable USB. So that's what's built in. For this video, however, I want to show you a software that allows you to run another operating system like Windows at the same time as a Mac. It's called VirtualBox. Let's get started. Okay, and welcome to my macOS Sierra Switch demo unit. As with all my previous videos, I do have a couple of teaching aids. If you notice, from time to time, you can see that there are feedback on the screen to represent me clicking my mouse. You will also see me from time to time zooming in, zooming out to focus your attention on certain parts of the screen. Now, as you're saying, VirtualBox. So, what is VirtualBox? VirtualBox is a third-party software that you can download from virtualbox.org. The links will be in the description, so you can click it without typing the entire word. But once you reach there, remember to click on the Downloads button, as you can see over here. When you do that, you'll notice that it's quite confusing if this is the first time. Remember, we are here to download the software. So make sure you download for OS X. That is the software. And you also must download the extension pack, the one that you see me with my mouse over here, this extension pack. So if you download these two things, you will have these two files, an installer and extension pack. Install this particular installer, just double click on the file to open the DMG, wait for it to verify. You can skip it if you are very impatient. And once you skip it, regardless of how it goes, run the installer. Double click on it and follow the instructions. Continue, next, etc. Okay? So obviously, I prepared my operating system here because VirtualBox is already running, but you need to install VirtualBox first. Once that's done, double click on this extension pack to install the extension pack. Why? Because this extension pack supports USB input. So if you want to plug in an external USB device to go into VirtualBox, you will need this. Okay? So once you've installed both items, you're ready. Launch VirtualBox, you will see something like this. Now, for your information, if you want to run VirtualBox properly, make sure that your Mac has at least 4 GB of RAM. So this is because if you're running two operating systems at the same time, like for example, I'm going to run Windows 10 right now, and you notice that it says restoring. That's because I actually didn't quit my operating system. I just froze it in a state that I can bring it back for this video. You can see that my operating system is running right now, and it's going to eat resources because you're basically running two computers on a single hardware. So if you're running an app here, you're playing games, you're using up resources inside this particular operating system. So VirtualBox literally allows you to just seamlessly, you can see that my mouse can move through. Notice that, let me zoom in. Right now this is my Mac, my mouse is a Mac. If I move across this border, it becomes a Windows mouse. That means I can click an item here or get out. Okay, very seamless. This works because you will need to install what is called a guest editions. This will appear once you completely install your Windows operating system. You just insert the guest edition CD, follow the instruction, and it'll give you all the supporting software to allow your Windows operating system to run smoothly inside this particular virtual machine. And when you do this, the world is your oyster. You can practically run any type of software you can think of for Windows and for Apple at the same time. This means I could be running a web browser, doing anything I want. Maybe I go into Mission Control, I can switch to my Windows operating system, open a particular item, a folder, maybe launch Internet Explorer or Microsoft Edge, then use my Mission Control, go back to my web browser, Mission Control, maybe launch my mail. So you can see the integration. It makes it so easy. So VirtualBox is a very useful software, especially if you want to run a Windows operating system without shutting down using Boot Camp. But that's not all. You'll notice that I have a list of operating systems over here. Windows 10 is currently running, but I can also run multiple operating systems at the same time. So let me just start up Haiku. Haiku is a free operating system, but I just want to demonstrate that I can run multiple operating systems at the same time. So we wait for it to load, and that's it. This is Haiku, and I've actually left it the way I wanted. This is some of the folders is over there. So you can see that it's a full-fledged operating system, and I can switch to Windows, okay? And I can go back to my Mac. So right now I'm running two separate operating systems as well as my Mac in VirtualBox. Now, what if you say, I want to add another operating system? Well, let me show you. It's very easy. First of all, inside this panel, click on the button New. Alternatively, you can also go to File, and you can actually do New Machines or Import Appliance, Export Appliance. These are optional. I suggest if it is the first time you're using VirtualBox, just start with New. Click on New, give it a name, choose the operating system type. So notice that you can choose to install another copy of Mac OS X, Linux, or even Windows, and each of it have different versions. So right now, I want to install another operating system, and it's an unknown operating system. It's called React, R-E-A-C-T, OS. Okay, and I'm just going to go and continue. You notice there's a button here for expert mode. This is if you want to customize other settings. If you're a first-time user, just select. Let's say you want to select Windows. Do what you need to do. Just select a simple setting that you want. Click on Continue. Set the RAM is needed. Click on Continue. Usually the RAM will be set for you automatically based on your computer hardware. So if you only have 4 GB of RAM, you suggest anywhere between 1 GB to 2 GB. If you have 8 GB of RAM, you can obviously set more. In this case, I choose 512. You can create a standard hard drive. You notice that it suggests 20 GB. You can follow it. Just create it. You'll ask you next what kind of hard drive to select. VDI is a standard VirtualBox one. Just select it. Don't change anything. You will next ask you what kind of size for the hard drive. Fixed size may take longer, but it's faster. I suggest using dynamic allocated because you don't know how much hard drive space you need. When you use dynamically allocated, you actually do it for you automatically. You can even resize it in the future. So that's it. Let me create. Now I have my new operating system ready, but not installed. So I'm going to click on Start, or I can double click. Once I do that, you then ask me to select my CD. Where is my CD? So I've actually downloaded a copy of React OS for free, and I'm going to select that. It's very simple. All I need to do is click on the folder and explore my desktop, find the ISO, open it, start. It's going to run, and notice that it's still running even though I'm running Windows in the background and Haiku. So I'm going to be selecting United States. I'll just follow the instructions over here. I'll just quickly install it without doing much of anything using the defaults and let it run. So right now it's running the installation. We just let it go, and that's about it. So I'm not going to boot from CD. I can always remove it later. Right now I just want to run the default React OS. Installation is finished. React OS, for those who are curious, is actually similar to Microsoft Windows. It's a free version of Windows, so to speak. So I'll just use the defaults here. Don't need to do anything special. And let it run. Just wait for a while. And you notice again, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm still running multiple operating systems at the same time. That's it. I'm now inside here. Let me cancel that. Cancel that. So this is my React OS operating system. So I'm running, ladies and gentlemen, 3 operating systems. Haiku, React OS, and of course, Windows 10. So, ladies and gentlemen, For those watching, this is a tips and tricks video explaining about VirtualBox and how you can run multiple operating systems simultaneously on your Mac. I hope you find this informative. Links will be provided in the description. If you like this video, please support us, like us on social media, be it on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on and so forth. Give us your comments. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more video and check out our entire collection. And hope to see you next time. This is Ken from Switch saying goodbye.